Welcome back to the Georgia Hour with BKP on voiceofruralamerica.com. As we're on the air right now, RFK Jr., his confirmation hearing for HHS Secretary is taking place. So we'll be watching that today with a full report tomorrow. You have to remember, I said this in the first hour, when it comes to RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Americans voted for Make America Healthy Again. They did. They voted for Make America Healthy Again. So we'll see what takes place. Now, Pam Bondi, the President Trump's pick for Department of Justice, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, she has been voted out of committee 12-10. 12-10 voted out of committee, and it is time for a full floor vote. So hopefully before the end of the week, we have Attorney General Pam Bondi. And so hopefully before the end of the week, but she has been voted out of committee 12-10. So that is major positive there. All right, so before we move on, yesterday, and I'm not going to take a lot of time on this. We've done it for several days. We highlighted where's the letter? I could have sworn I brought it over. Here it is, number 36, Diane. So we have talked in great detail, and this is more or less a thank you. We have talked in great detail about HB 581 capping property tax appraisals in Georgia at the rate of inflation, capping with the rate of inflation. We have done, now if you're still confused by this and you still want to find out information, you want to call your Board of Education members, you want to call your county commissioners, you want to call city council members that are opting out, all right? Opting out of this 581, which was voted in with overwhelming support. If you go to our Rumble channel, so just so you can get some background, if you go to the Rumble channel, Voice of Rural America, just scroll through our videos, all right? They're not hard to find. Just scroll there. Keep going through the videos. You will find two. We did two segments on HB 581 with State Senator Steve Gooch. We did two full segments, about 40 minutes each one. The first one, we laid out HB 581 in full detail. The second one, I put together a lot of your questions that you had out there that you sent me. I put together questions that came up at a town hall meeting, a 2-hour town hall meeting that I attended. That's in the second segment with State Senator Steve Gooch. So that is on Voice of Rural America Rumble channel. Go through there. Now, yesterday, we put this letter up that came from State Senator Colton Moore from District 53. And in this short 5-paragraph letter, State Senator Colton Moore from the 53rd District, he piece by piece validated our segments and what we have been talking about. So we added this piece in yesterday. So if you want a full breakdown of this letter from Colton Moore, a full breakdown, go to yesterday, the Georgia Hour, and we have a full breakdown. And last but not least, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And what I'm about to say is yesterday, Patriots from all across the state of Georgia and from some other states, but majority across the state of Georgia, went to the Georgia State Capitol to support Senator Colton Moore in the joint session and him going in, not being arrested yesterday. But there was a support Colton Moore rally yesterday at the Capitol, and State Senator Steve Gooch was there, and many of you went up to State Senator Steve Gooch and said, thank you for doing those segments with BKP on HB 581. So many of you went up, you watched the segments, and you went up and you thanked the State Senator Steve Gooch for doing the segments. So I appreciate you going up and saying hello to the state senator and letting him know what you watch BKP. I appreciate that very much. Always let me know if there's something out there we got to discuss. All right. Georgia GOP Inc. Before we do that, don't forget yesterday, number 38. And this one is something we're going to be revisiting. I have questioned out there, who else is going to be on the ballot for governor? Now, we're hearing lieutenant governor. We'll get into that. So what I'd like to know from you today is, what are you hearing out there? What keep your ear to the ground. What are you hearing? Who's talking about what? So we know right now for governor, we're going to have Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones running, and we're also going to have I got to check into something. I get a phone call yesterday. Now stay with me. I get a phone call yesterday. And this person said to me, see, Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones used to be State Senator Burt Jones. And this person said the first time Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones ran for state Senate, do you know the story? And I said, no. Well, I know you don't like this, but I got to validate the story. It's quite interesting. So going on, I don't dislike the lieutenant governor, but Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones running against the guy in the blue tie and missing some hair, Attorney General Chris Carr. If you know out there and you hear someone may be interested in running for governor, if you hear someone's interested in running for U.S. Senate, Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, Secretary of State, the list goes on. Let me know. I'd be interested. Okay? Insurance Commissioner, what if John King runs for Senate? So with all the discussion on transgender, I want to remind you before I wrap up with the Georgia GOP Inc. Transgender bill highlights tensions in Georgia. Now, the Attorney General in Georgia settled a lawsuit to the favor of the transgender community. Now, what Trump did is federal funds. But right now, we're trying to get a law passed that would restrict state funds from ever being used. So I brought this to you yesterday. I want to do it one more time, number 39. Georgia Senate Republicans are opening a new front in their battle over transgender rights. And this time, they're targeting a legal settlement that allows Georgia employees to get transgender-related health care through the state health benefit plan. All right? And that happened with Attorney General Chris Carr, and a settlement he made now allows for transgender health care through state benefit plan for Georgia employees. So this is going to get pretty interesting before it's over, and we'll discuss that a little more. So yesterday, we have 14 congressional districts, and what I want to know from you, and I started getting some great response Give me number 30. So in the state of Georgia, we have our Georgia Republican Party conventions coming up. And let me make a controversial statement. Okay, so I'm not a real big fan of Brian Kemp or Marty Kemp. Just thought you might want to know. I'm not a fan. Now, while I have this on the screen, I want to ask some questions. Now, 2026, the Georgia Republican Party, as is, they are not prepared for 2026. The current chairman, if he chooses to run again, Josh McKoon, does not have the organizational skills necessary to handle a statewide races. Look, you had Trump on the ballot. There you go. Trump was on the ballot. And I've told you over and over, and I'll go into further detail, all Josh McKoon had to do was stay out of the way and keep his buddy David Schaefer out of prison. Those are two things. Now, the AJC wrote this glowing article about Josh McKoon, the current chairman, right after the election, and highlighting what a great job he did steering the GOP in a certain way in 2024. One being they didn't even put a period. They were very clear of my opinion that Brian Kemp wanted rid of me, your host. Yes. Because in the sentence, and I can get it for you, it said Josh McKoon navigated, and not quoting because I don't have the sentence, but did an amazing job reunifying Brian Kemp with the party and getting rid of a rogue vice chair. All one sentence. And if you're confused, I'm the rogue vice chair he got rid of. And I've always said it was about 2026. When they removed me, it was about 2026. It was never about 2024. It was about 2026. I could not be in there. So AJC wrote it just like it is. Brian Kemp reunified with the party, got rid of the guy that could be in the way. We're ready to move forward. Now, so that being said, the last two major state conventions, we have an off-year convention, which on the off-year convention, nothing major happens. But on the convention where we elect all of our elect all of our state officers, chairman on down, Brian Kemp has not attended the last two conventions. Brian Kemp does not come to our conventions. He was booed off the stage. Was it 2020 or 2021? Whatever that. He was booed off the stage with Marty and the girls, and he never came back. Brian Kemp does not come back, has not come back, has not attended a Georgia GOP convention. So my question to you is, in this next convention cycle, are you going to welcome him right back in? Just saying. Now, that being said, this is where I'm going to say something controversial. They have to take over every county GOP, every district GOP they can. They have to take them over. And they're working on it. The Brian Kemp machine, political machine, is an enormous enormous. The Brian Kemp political machine, I don't know of 159 counties in Georgia, but pretty close to every county in Georgia has tentacles in the area. Yes. That work within the group. And what they plan to do is they plan to take over the Republican Party for 2026. And here's what I mean by that, okay? Here's exactly what I mean by that. 2024 here, Trump is elected. This is the perfect time for them to, for the base to say, okay, what's next? Well, Josh McKoon had to stay out of the way for Trump. Trump won. End of story. Nothing else was major accomplishments. The accomplishments in Georgia, they were done at the district level. There were some district people, and there were some county people that did an amazing job. They did some great work. County, district, districts and counties did some great work. Some people did. But not the state level, not the state coming in and helping any way they can. So Josh McKoon is not prepared, and I'm going to get past this because I'm going to explain to you what's about to happen. All right, but he's not prepared to get out there and get. We've lost 19 Georgia State House seats in 5 years, and we lost 5 Georgia Senate Republican seats, state Senate Republican seats, Republican Party in 5 years. Our trend line is the wrong way. End of story. He cannot manage. He doesn't know how to manage people. All right. He cannot manage governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, AG, board of education, all the. He cannot do it with state house. Can't do it. So we have to have new leadership. That's a must. And the new leadership must have 14 district chairs, and then 159. We have some unincorporated counties in the state. What do we got? 14 or something. So let's just say 145, right off the top of my head, county parties. That's the true unification that we have not had for years, is the county parties unified with the district, unified with the state. Period. So that's what we have to do, because if we don't, we're trending the wrong way. And it could be 2026 could be the year where state constitutional offices, 1 or 2, could go to the Democrats. Now, I just want to throw this out right now. Right now, it could be a lock. We got a lot of time, but Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones could be the nominee for the Republican Party for governor. Now, right now, the AJC pretends they like Burt Jones. But the very second he becomes the nominee, if Keisha Lance Bottom, the former mayor of Atlanta, decides to run for governor, they will immediately drop Burt Jones just like that, and they will run with the Democrats. You see, the liberal left media, they know what I'm talking about, and they know the timing is now to really take down Republicans. And if you think the AJC and these other publications are not preparing to help take you down, all right, so here's what's happening. I talked to several GOP county chairs. Several are resigning. I call someone, I say, who's going to be your county chair? Oh, so-and-so is going to be. I said, you really think so? Yes. How do you know? Well, that's the only one that's set forward, and and we're our attendance is down to about 8 every month or whatever, 8, 20, whatever. And so, that's who's going to be the county chair. So I called another one. I said, who's going to be your county chair? So-and-so is going to be the county chair. No one else is talking about it. There's a reason why. And let me tell you this on the county level. Kemp has a machine. All right. And Josh McKoon is in on it. Oh yes. Josh McKoon gets really great raving reviews for bringing Brian Kemp back into the party. The Brian Kemp that did not support Donald Trump pardoning the J6 hostages. The Brian Kemp that does not like Donald J. Trump. The Brian Kemp and the Marty Kemp that probably voted for Nikki Haley in the primary. I mean, the list goes on with these people. But what they're doing is they're setting you up in these counties. And they're going to rush into your county conventions. They're going to rush into your county conventions and bring a whole team of people. You're going to go to the county convention on that Saturday morning and you're going to looking like, whoa, who are all these people? That's right. And they're going to put forward, it won't be long, right before the conventions, they're going to put forward different nominees for different offices. And they're going to ambush you at the last minute and come in and try to take over all the county parties. Now, what they're going to do on that same day is they're going to cheat. Yes, that's what they do. Yes, Republicans. They're going to cheat because on that same day, they're going to run in and try to lock in all the district delegates. They're going to try to lock out MAGA. Well, wait a minute. Didn't MAGA just elect Donald Trump in Georgia? They are going to do everything to try to lock out MAGA in the next 3 months in Georgia. They're doing it in Florida. They're doing it in Texas. The state party apparatus around this country, they're trying everything now to lock out MAGA. Oh, yes. You see, they know Donald Trump will never be on the ballot again. They know that Donald Trump, he's not going to run for a third term. So don't get that started. I'm not going to be there with that. They know Donald Trump will never be on the ballot again. They want to reclaim their party. They don't like the way Donald Trump made the party, turned the party. They don't like it. You have lost your mind if you think that group likes it. All right? Because I've often said it's not Republicans that came out and voted for Donald J. Trump. It's the American people. And the party apparatus, it is more important if you show up and you're wearing all kinds of ribbons, first prize, and you show up and you've got all these credentials and it's for the good of the party and you are the first vice chair and then the chair and then district and you got all these accolades, but you lose. That's not a problem. That's not a problem to these people. It's did you maintain the elite establishment, the pedigree of the party? That's what they got to turn it back into, and they're working on it. So the bottom line is you have to understand they're going to try to shut MAGA out. MAGA was enormous the last convention that elected state officers. MAGA was enormous the last convention that elected district chairs. Enormous. Great strides were made. But Donald J. Trump will not be on the ballot again, I said jokingly the other day, unless he wants to be the mayor of Mooseport. So he won't be on the ballot, and they're thinking 2026 is their chance to reestablish the party in their image and get rid of MAGA once and for all. Oh, yeah. Well, MAGA won. So here's the bottom line. They're going to try to take over your counties. They're going to try at that time when they take over your counties, and they're working on it. They're very quiet. They're doing it. They're going to then try to take over your districts and get the delegates to go to the district and outnumber any MAGA candidates. And then they're going to set up their state delegates to go down to the state and overpower any MAGA candidates that stand on the stage for a statewide office. And it's in play. You better get all your MAGA friends together. You better get everybody at those conventions. You better get candidates in place. I mean, you better get to work now, or you're going to say, oh, our party, they went establishment. And then they sent 14 delegates, establishment delegates, to the district. Now, I know the 9th district very well, and I'm going to give you one example, and then I got to get out for the day. All right? This guy right here, number 32. All right? His name is Stephen Aaron. I think he's an Eagle Scout. I really do. I think he's an Eagle Scout. All right? He has more pins if he shows up to the convention and you said, where are all of your awards? Oh, he's got more pins. He's got more badges. He was this chairman. He's got a whole list in his resume. All right? His resume is this long, and he is the poster child of establishment rhinos in the state of Georgia. He is running for chairman of the 9th district. We cannot allow the 9th district to go rhino/establishment. He's running. He's got all these credentials. All right? Now, yesterday, a gentleman, take that down, Diane. Didn't we already agree we can only have a limited amount of time with that up there? Yesterday, a gentleman from Banks County, the current chairman of Banks County GOP, Brian Parker, I understand, announced he is running for 9th district chair at what we call the Golden Corral meeting, MAGA.org, I think it is. They have a meeting at Golden Corral every Tuesday at noon. They fill the room. They put about 60 chairs in there every week. They have a meeting over there. I've been there several times. I appreciate them. I love them very much. They're great people. They had a meeting, and he announced he's running for chair of the 9th district. We also know that this past week, I think it was late last week, I hope I don't get my days too far mixed up, that David Cross, the second vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party, announced he's running for chair of the Georgia Republican Party. So, hey, we need your help here, okay? If you're reading legislation, if you got your ear to the floor and you're hearing something, if something's happening, get in touch with me. I need your help on the Georgia Hour, because we will expose on a daily basis, and we will not let the establishment take over. We will not let the establishment take over the Georgia Republican Party and claw back away from MAGA. This is our chance. This is our chance to turn Georgia. You know, they keep saying it. This is our chance to turn Georgia truly red with conservatives and not establishment left rhino, whatever. The ruling class. of the Republican Party. All right, folks, look, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. I told you this. My mom is here. I'm happy to have my mom, my sister visiting. Now, I just want to say this because I know this group, you guys send me prayers. You do all the time. You send me prayers. You send me cards. I get cards in the mailbox, and I appreciate it. All right. But I can't put my jackets on by myself. I can't even put shirts on. Right in my shoulders. It's been months. I didn't sleep last night. I probably have about 3 hours. I didn't sleep last night. And it took a while. I went to the doctor, course of steroids. And I finally today is my appointment with an orthopedic surgeon. I've been there before with my shoulder last year, but they're both of them. And I had a bad night. So at 1:30 today, I'm going to the orthopedic surgeon. I don't know what he'll do today, if anything, but I'll find out. So just want to share that with you because you guys mean so much to me. And you're always asking, you're sending messages, how am I doing? Well, outside of that, I feel great. I feel fine. I mean, hey, it's not 5 degrees. The power bill may not be $600 this month. It's not snowing 12 inches. It's 50 degrees right now. It's cheap cigar weather. Don't try that at home, kids. And I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. God bless you, and we're out.